Hello English 102 students, welcome to week 4 of our class. It's hard to believe, but we're already 1/4 of the way through our semester. The time just flies so quickly every semester. I'm just amazed by it. But like usual, we're going to start off in our course information area. And don't forget to always take a look at the course calendar each week. I've already got it downloaded and ready for us to review. And so we just finished up this week, or you'll be finishing up by tonight, submitting the draft of your curiosity exploration essay. And I'm definitely looking forward to reading those. They're kind of fun for me to read because I get to know all the students a little bit better. I get to know what your interests are, what you're passionate about, what you would like to research more throughout the rest of the semester. So they're always fun to read. So just a few things to mention about that first draft. The system that we'll be using in this class throughout the semester, anytime I receive an essay assignment from you, for 3 of the written assignments this semester, we will do a draft first and then a final version. The only assignment we will not do that for is the annotated bibliography, but that's not coming up until about week 9 or 10. So we've got lots of time for that. But the way that it works is in the draft assignment, I'm not giving that a formal grade yet. That's not like what you see in the syllabus where the curiosity exploration essay gets a 5% portion of your grade. When you do the final version of this essay, then I will give it the grade that counts for 5%, for example. The draft, the only thing I'm doing is giving you feedback so that you can improve and you can build on what you've already done well so that you can submit a wonderful, excellent final product. At the same time, one of your classmates is going to be giving you some feedback on your draft. So you'll be able to get 2 sets of feedback. And of course, I encourage you to take advantage of other opportunities. Stop by my virtual office hours if you would like to go over your draft, if you have questions about my comments, if you have questions about your peers' comments. You'll be learning about the peer review process in just a few minutes. But you're going to get 2 sets of feedback from me and from them, and you may want to discuss that further. Remember, we have a writing center at Lander, so don't hesitate to go either an in-person appointment if you're comfortable doing that. They also have online appointments. And in this week's announcement, I can include information about that so that you know where to go and how to get an appointment set up. That information is also in the syllabus in case you want to look for it there. And so the goal of the draft is really to get you as much feedback, and I'm not necessarily talking about corrections here. Your peers, their job is not to correct everything they see in your essay. It's to give you their feedback as a reader, as another person who's similar to you, to say, hey, this worked really well in your essay, or hey, I think you can add more details in this part of your essay, or I noticed a couple of sentences that were a little bit hard to read. Maybe you can think about rewording those. That's the kind of feedback you'll give to each other. Don't expect that you have to take out your red pen and correct everything in your partner's essay, because you're certainly not expected to do that. The only thing that the drafts count for in your grade is it's part of your homework score. So if you look at at the list of assignments in the syllabus, I believe the homework is about 30% of your grade. So every homework assignment you do counts toward that 30%. So, make sure that you're completing the draft, you're submitting it on time, and you have at least the minimum length that I requested for that, which is 1.5 pages to 2 pages. That's enough material so that I or your classmate, well, both of us, can give you some good feedback so you can take that feedback and work with it. So that's how the draft works. So it's going to help you boost your homework score, and it's going to give you an opportunity to do a great final version of your essay. So last week you saw that was the main goal, was to work on the draft of your first essay. This week we're going to take that draft and we're going to do something else with it. So you see we have in week 4 assignments 2.4 and 2.5, and we're going to stick around in module 2 for just a little bit longer. We'll finish it up next week. You'll see next week that you'll be doing not next week, the week after that, you'll be doing the final version of your curiosity exploration essay. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look in Blackboard in the module 2 folder, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing this week. Really quickly though, before I go there, I'm going to jump in here and give you your week 4 extra credit code, which is XT89. the @ sign and B. So make sure you copy that down somewhere, and you can go ahead and enter it in the link that I'll give you in this week's announcement so you can earn your extra credit point. All right, now we'll move on to Blackboard. All right, so into my classroom and down into our modules area and into Module 2. All right, so we'll scroll all the way down because we're getting close to the end of this module. All right, the last place you should have left off on by today or tonight at the very latest is submitting a copy of your essay draft here. And then the 2 assignments we're going to be working on this week are related to that draft. So the first one is learning about the peer review process. Some of you may have done this in another course. A few of you were in my English 101 course online last semester, so you're very familiar with the process. You know what peer review is about already. If you were not in English 101 with me last semester, you may have experienced peer review somewhere else, another English class, maybe in high school, maybe English 101 also, or maybe you've never done it before. So we need to make sure that everybody is kind of on the same page with this. So this is a journal assignment, and to do this one, I've got the video that I would like you to watch here, but if you click on this link, it will take you to the journal assignment. And it gives you some questions that I would like you to review after watching that video. And you can even take notes as you watch the video. So I'm just asking you to look for different pieces of information about peer review. So one question is about the difference between peer review at the student and professional level, because believe it or not, professionals do this all the time. Students do it in writing classes, and they may do it in some other college classes too. But at the professional level, especially in the academic setting, professors, scientists review each other's work all the time. That's why we have things called peer review studies. So a study is peer reviewed if it's been reviewed by other people in a person's academic field, and people give more credibility to that research and to that work if others have reviewed it. And what does she mean, Suzanne Lane in the video, what does she mean when she says that peer review is how academic work moves forward? So think about what students do and what professionals might do in that kind of setting. Heather Paxson is another speaker you'll run into in the video, and she says no one writes alone, nobody finishes work alone. So think about what she means by that. How would you explain it in your own words? She also argues, and I give you the timestamp there, 2 minutes 50 seconds. She also argues that peer reviewers bring a reader's perspective. This is, I think, the most important part of thinking about and learning about peer review. What does she mean? So how do the students, what are they doing in the video that helps to illustrate that? Thomas Leverson is another speaker that you will learn about in the video. He tells his students that they can say, I liked it only once during a peer review session. So when you do peer review for your classmates, it's fine to say that you liked something, but tell them why you liked it. What made it good? If something could be improved or something is confusing or hard to follow, tell them why that's the case. That's going to help the work move forward. And finally, how can reviewing someone else's work make you a better writer? This is also a really important part of the peer review process. I even saw this in action this week. I have a middle school child who is in virtual school, and sometimes I get to overhear his classes. And I was listening to his English class, and he was even telling me that they had the chance to do a peer review activity as middle school students. And he had the chance to read another student's essay from another class at his grade level, and he was telling me, hey mom, I learned so much by reading my classmate's essay. I actually realized that there's some things I can improve in mine. I didn't realize that I hadn't included enough details, or I didn't realize that I left this part out. So he actually learned a lot to improve his own writing, and he's a middle school student. So everybody at every level, from elementary to middle school, high school, and college and beyond, everybody can benefit from doing this. Okay, so going back, you'll take a look at the video. It's about 7 minutes long or so. It's not too long to watch, and I think you'll get a lot of good, useful information that will then prepare you for assignment 2.5, the Curiosity Essay Peer Review. Now, this assignment you cannot do right away. I'm going to have to collect a little bit of information from you before we can move on to assignment 2.5. So if you're the type of person who likes to get started with your assignments early in the week, go ahead and get 2.4 done, because you need to do that before you can move on to 2.5. Okay, now let me explain the process of 2.5. So 24 hours after the due date. So you're going to be submitting, if you haven't already, you'll be submitting the draft of your Curiosity Exploration essay by midnight tonight. So once I've received everybody's essays, then I'm going to go ahead and create groups. So basically the way that I will do this, because I know, there's a late policy in the syllabus, and students have some leeway with that in case somebody's behind and they need an extra day or something. I will wait 24 hours, but then Tuesday, first thing in the morning, I'm going to take all of the students' essays that I received, all the students who submitted a draft, and I will assign you to groups, to partners. And so if you haven't submitted an essay by 11:59 on Monday night, you will not be included in those groups, and you won't be able to earn those homework points. So make sure you have that in mind. So once I see everybody who has submitted an essay, I will arrange you in virtual groups here in Blackboard. And once I've arranged you in those groups, then I'll go ahead and send out another email with further instructions. You'll be able to see a group that you're assigned to. You're going to upload a copy of your essay for your partner to review, and they will do the same for you. And then you'll be using this form right here, the CARES Peer Review Feedback Form, to give them feedback on their essay. We can go ahead and open that and take a quick look at it too. It's a simple form to follow, and it's one that I use for all of my writing classes. Okay, so this just gives you a little explanation about the benefits of peer review, some things to remember while you're viewing your partner's essay, and this goes along with what I said about assignment 2.4. The least helpful comment to receive from a peer reviewer is, "It looks good to me." You can say that, but you need to say why. So definitely first attend to higher order concerns in your partner's essay, like their thesis, audience, purpose, organization, development. And in this essay, you're not going to be looking for outside research because it isn't a research paper. You're going to look for details that they've included from their personal experience. Then you might look at lower order concerns like sentences and punctuation, spelling, word choice, grammar, etc. That's not your highest priority in peer review. But if you see some patterns, you might want to point them out. Okay, and everything we do here is in the spirit of helpfulness, constructive feedback. Okay, so make sure when you fill this out that you put the writer's name here and your name here so we know who is who. Okay, as we keep on going, let me enable the rest of this document here. All right. Okay, so what you'll be doing is kind of following this CARES acronym. And what this basically means is first you'll look for things to congratulate the writer on. What did they do really well? So you can list one or more aspects. What things do you still have questions about? Ask clarifying questions. What parts of the essay were a bit confusing? What specific suggestions do you have? And there's a list of ideas at the end of this document for the A part. So are there areas where you would make specific suggestions for them to improve? Requesting more information. Is there something else you think they could add that, that would enhance their essay or make it more enjoyable to read or easier to read? Evaluate its value. So what specific details don't work with the essay or don't support the thesis or could be moved somewhere else? And overall, summarize. What new information have you learned or how are you thinking differently after this reading? So you'll just fill in your comments in those boxes and then you'll be uploading it to the group space that I'll be creating for all of you in the next couple of days. Okay, so basically your tasks are to go ahead and complete assignment 2.4, It's technically due by next Sunday, February 7th, but you'll need to do it first before you can move on to the next assignment. Then your next task is to wait for my instructions. You'll get them Tuesday morning. Once I've assigned everybody into their virtual groups, I'll create another quick video that explains to you how to access your group and how to go ahead and complete assignment 2.5. But I've given you the basics to at least get started with it. So that's basically it. Go ahead and get started with assignment 2.4. Wait for my instructions on Tuesday morning for assignment 2.5, and you'll get lots of great feedback that will help you move on to the final version of your essay, which will be due on February 14th. I will work on giving you feedback on your essays probably the middle of this week to later this week, but that will be coming to you too. So you'll be collecting all your feedback on the Curiosity Exploration essay this week and next week, and that will get you to this final version by Sunday, February 14th. So I hope that answers any questions you might have. If there's anything else that you think of, please send me an email. I'm just one quick email away. I check it frequently. And don't forget to drop by office hours if you have questions that need a little bit more intensive support. So have a great week, and I'll see you all next week.